Good Saturday evening, Facebook, Instagram family, TikTok, and YouTube. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. This is a beautiful, gorgeous Saturday afternoon and early evening. And it's beautiful, man. When I tell you there's not a cloud in the sky, take that to the bank, man. There's not a cloud in the sky. You can see the reflection in the window behind me, man. It looks like an ocean. But at any rate, man, thank you for joining me. If you have any comments, questions, anything that you care to share, hit me in the boxes down below. And any music that you may hear in the background, we don't own the rights to. And somebody tell me, man, please tell me how to get this thing going so we can at least have some music in our background. You know what I mean? At least, brothers. At least, you know what I mean? We want some we want some music, man. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I wanted to come to you earlier, man, but like I said, it was so beautiful and I had so many errands to run. It's the first of the month. You know what I'm saying? So, things got to be paid. So, speaking of bills, man, here's a PSA, man, for us. Ladies and gentlemen, go out and get your baton of oil. All right? I'm going to put the link up top here on the page, man, in our comment section. Go out and get your baton of oil. Let me tell you, this thing is really starting to gain legs. All right? I'm not telling you this for a marketing ploy, but it started off slow for us. And then, we had people telling me that I need to put a label and everything. I need to have a label. We didn't have a label. See, sometimes, and I'm not saying that my marketing philosophy is the best. I'm gonna post. I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna put our link on there in a minute. My marketing's not the best, right? But it's effective. And see, I'm one like, let's say I'm a guy that cut lawns. I cut grass. Man, I'm not going to sit in the house all day. I cut grass. So I'm not going to sit in the house, man, while I'm thinking about going out to cut grass. And I'm going to draw up flyers. I'm going to do a radio spot at the time. I'm going to put it in a newspaper, the whole 9 yards. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to get in my truck. I'm going to roll up and down the neighborhood. I'm going to see somebody with a nice house in a huge yard. I'm going to go to them and I'm going to ask them, could I give them a demonstration and I'll cut their yard for free to see my work. And I'll give them my number. And I would appreciate it if they would tell some of their friends and what have you. You know what I mean? And it's old school, it's old fashioned. But this is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to recreate well, yes and no. But technology is so different and you can reach so many people. So what I'm saying, I won't let perfection be the enemy of good. See, some people say, man, I'm gonna wait until it's perfect. I want everything perfect. See, I don't have to have everything perfect. I can strive for perfection once I got good enough. You understand? So if I have a lawnmower, I got gas, and I have a truck that can get me to and fro, and then I have my rakes where I can clean up the deal, and I just have to stop at the dollar store and get me some garbage bags. Hey, we're in business. I'll get that shingle, man, and I'll get that shingle and the advertising and all the other stuff later. A lot of people don't like working that way, and I get it. I get it. Just like I don't like working the way that I just said, but I have. You know what I mean? But when your startup's low-hanging fruit, you don't need to do all of that advertising and all that marketing as you think. And it's just like I say always, man, a barbershop or a hair salon. If there's a platform that's going to have your marketing or your commercial in other states, various cities and states around the country, that's fine if they're doing that. I wouldn't pay if there's extra for that to be done. I would not pay it, because in most hair salon and barbershop businesses, man, it's by word of mouth and convenience, right? Okay. When you're situated in the community, man, and you know, coming up, when we came up, you had multiple barbershops in and around your community. Man, I'm just thinking just off the top of my head, I can think of six barbershops that was in my locale, and I can't remember for the life of me any of them closing down. You know, and there was a gentleman that lived next door to me, Mr. Sidney Adams, man, my best friends, man, the family right next door, Miss Dorothy, all of her daughters and sons, man, we grew up together. These people raised us, right? So at some point, when we were younger and we weren't moving around in our early teens, Mr. Sidney cut our hair every weekend. Mr. Sidney worked for I think it was Sewage and Water Board or a light company, one of the two. I don't remember, but I know Mr. Sidney worked for one of the one of the utility services or what have you, right? And he would cut our hair every Sunday morning early. You know, right on his porch. If it's raining, he's gonna cut it in his little den area, right? And he did a fabulous job. The only reason we stopped going to him because we outgrew him. But then now we have all the other people that were having sons and grandkids, the whole bit, they were coming back to Mr. Sidney. And Mr. Sidney was not a licensed barber. And maybe he was, I don't know, but Mr. Sidney cut hair in his house, and I never saw not one plaque or certificate. And he did a hell of a job. But anyway, this product is moving. It's moving, gang. That's what the youngsters say. Hey, gang, it's moving. And it's moving like that pack, man. It's moving. People are starting to wake up to it and buy it. Look, listen. We had a conversation, and I care not to mention the lady's name. She owns a hair care product business, right? And she's in many of the stores, right? Those that I will not name either. But anyway, my partner, one of my partners, and that's my niece, she spoke with the lady, young lady, and the lady's doing major business, man. She's into the 6 and 7 figures, right, of her earnings. And she has everything that you can name of, from body works, hair, skin, hands, and what have you, right? Beard. She has all the works. But she never experienced Batana oil. She never experienced Batana oil. So when I'm telling you guys, while I got it, you plug in with me, you'll always get it at this price. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to be honest with you, I'm not going to be in competition with myself. That's just plain old greedy. But what I will do, if I get a big whale to come on board, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we may not be able to give you these same prices that we're giving you, because now we're going to be competing. In other words, we're going to be taking food out of our left hand, putting it in the right, and then putting it in our mouths. What sense that makes? You see, so if we become a distributor, right, we're killing our own selves if we do retail, because now we're taking merchandise out of the hands of our clients, our customers, who are our wholesale customers. So we're not there yet. But what I'm saying is, get yours. Get it regularly. Stock up on it. But here's the thing. I have a long memory. Those who have shopped with me and continue to shop with me, I keep a record. And I don't care who has it. And see, it may come in different jars. It may come in fancier jars with fancier labels, the whole nine. I'm just going to share that with you. But we're going to dress up these jars as well. But I'm telling you, it's selling like that other product that we used to sell. It's selling just like a pack, right? So you guys, you want to get involved with the drop shipping, let's do it. You want to get involved with affiliate marketing, let's do it. Now, what's getting ready to happen, see, Targets, Costco's, Walmart, Amazon, a lot of these places that were doing black business, a lot of these people are going to protest, and they're going to take their businesses off of that site if they're not taken off for them, right? All because of this DEI shit. So see, now we're going to have to hustle. We're going to have to hustle from the streets. It's almost like selling records, selling music out of the trunk of your car. We cannot be stopped. They can delay us, but they can't prolong us. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to move, we're going to be like water. We're going to move to the area of the least resistance. Okay? So this is a perfect time for any of you that's looking to start up a business and you like the hair care supply, man, start off with your Botana oil. You'd be surprised who don't know about this, even though it's all over social media. But social media now, first it was TikTok. They saved TikTok. But Donald Trump is cutting off a lot of programs, man, that are, and now, Targets and a bunch of these other stores, they're not going to be fighting to have the black business, the black product in their stores, the ethnic products and the whole bit. They're like, okay, nah, that's going to affect our bottom line. We're not going to do that. Now these people who's had the free run, the free reins of pushing their product through these large chain stores. Now they're probably gonna have to package it and sell it and move it out of their warehouse, right? And I hear Donald Trump saying that the first morning after the crash, and again, I hadn't done this, ladies and gentlemen, so let's give, at this time, I like to take the time out to give a moment of silence and my condolences to the families of all those that perished in that crash. Okay, here we go. We want to send out our heartfelt love and condolences, man, and our sorrow and our grief for the families that perished. And I was watching the news when this first happened, and I said to myself, when it was a crash and it was a helicopter and it was right at the airport, I knew it wasn't terrorist. I really did. And I said to the guys where I was smoking cigars and watching the game, because the game was interrupted, and I told the guys, I said, man, you know what? Donald Trump is going to find some way to blame Biden and Kamala. And I said, on top of that, I said he's going to find some way to associate this with DEI. The man gave a written statement, and in that written statement, I already heard him starting to jig at Biden, right? Even put Obama in there. And then the next day, when he did the live broadcast, and the live news brief, right? The first thing he said that DEI was the cause of the crash. And they asked him, how did he know? He said, because I got common sense. Oh man, you gotta love it if it wasn't so serious. But this is what's happening to us, man. And I'm telling you, they're circling the wagons on us. And now, all of these businesses that were flourishing because they didn't have to worry about a lot of shipping and a whole bit. Target did most of their shippings in the whole. So now, they're going to have to ship their merchandise, or either open up a store and have people that can walk in their locale, and everybody else is just going to have to get it through mail order. But you see, I wouldn't worry about that because you have in other words, you have the product, you have the product placement, you have the name, right? Your merchandise has been in major stores, so you have that name recognition. So all you have to do is, you already have a website. Now people would just order directly from your website, the whole bit. So you don't have to worry. But as I said again, our customers that are coming on board, we're getting ready to get some large players. And when we get these large players, we're going to have to service them with the product, all right? So I'm telling many of you now, man, buy your merchandise from us while it's raw. Never mind the job, man. Don't worry about it looking ugly. The product in it is real. We're 100% raw batana. I had a lady friend, man, real good friend of mine. She ordered the batana. She did something that I wouldn't do, and I didn't do it. She purchased from us. But she ordered some from Amazon, right? And it said 100% raw. Well, she had seen what 100% raw looks like, what it feels like, what it smells like with ours. She saw that, right? So when she received the one that she ordered via Amazon and paid more for it than what we charged, man, it looked like baby caca. I'm telling you, that's what it looked like. It was like gooey, and it was wet, and it was just nasty looking. And then some had sort of a pea green color to it, right? I don't know what's in those, and you would need to be careful of what's in it. Ours, and what's listed on ours for ingredients, it's just one ingredient. It's 100% pure, raw, virgin batana oil. That's all that's in it. There's nothing else mixed in it. If you want to mix something in it to enhance whatever it is that you may want to do other than, that's up to you. But don't buy it from some place and they're telling you that it's already 100. No, it's 100%, but yet it has already been mixed. It has already been violated for the most part. You know. So come see us at www.gloosuds.com. That's www.glowsuds.com. Glow with 2 O's. We had to do it that way because 1 O and the W was already taken. All right? Oh, and EAUX was already taken. So that's for our batana oil. Now, for our bookstore, man, this right here is one of the best reads. One of the best reads I've ever had. Right? This is the Prosperity Bible. All those other books, man, that you guys are buying and reading, the whole nine, man, let me tell you, there's nothing really wrong with it. But I tell you, yeah, this book, it has stories in it see, it's called a Prosperity Bible. So it goes all the way back to Abraham, Noah, Jacob, Adam. It goes all the way back, and it talks about prosperity and how we've succeeded thousands and thousands of years ago. When I was telling you guys about network marketing, the whole bit, go and read this. They don't call it network marketing, but when they're telling you how to operate the whole bit, you would get the gist. That's what it is, network marketing. Esau even spoke with Moses when Moses was going out preaching to the people and spreading the gospel. Well, Esau saw that he was going to run himself ragged. So Esau told him, man, look, here's what you should do. You should tell 10, have 10 tell 100, and out of 100 tell 1,000. What is that if that's not network marketing? You see? So go to our website and purchase your copy of the Prosperity Bible. And that's at www.bookshop.org/shop/Sonetquity. Okay? That's bookshop.org/shop/Sonetquity. And I'm going to post it up here. I'm going to put it right here. All right. Can't see it. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, but this is we're just having like a little freestyle Saturday, man. Like I said, I was busy most of the day. I'll put that up there. But anyway, you guys hit me, inbox me, and I'll send you the link. All right, inbox me, and I'll send the link to you. And you can go on both of our sites and purchase your Prosperity Bible, and the other one, purchase your Botana oil. Google Botana oil. See what makes it so fantastic. I'm telling you, it's awesome, guys. I'm using it now on my beard. Hold on. I'm using it on my beard, and I'm using it on my beard, and my beard is starting to fill out. You know, see, I don't know which way to turn. That way. Yeah, my beard is starting to fill out, and I've only been using it, man. Just I'm talking about consistently for the past 2 weeks. All right. So it's Saturday, man. What do you guys got anything y'all want to talk about? You guys, any concerts going on tonight? Any partying that y'all are doing? I don't do much of that anymore. But I'll catch a concert or two every now and then. You know. I was listening to a really good brother, Brother Donald Brooks. And Brother Donald Brooks was he was talking about, and see, this is freestyle, man. We're going for anything. We're talking about anything at this hour. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the music industry, and I shout out to Mayhem Records, Mayhem Entertainment. All right, Brother Donald Brooks, the CEO, and you know, I was watching the brother this morning, and he was talking about the creation of his label and what drove him to start his record label, right? And he was given various differences as the difference between a rapper and an artist. I don't know, see, you know, and the way he explained it, it may have gone over quite a few people's heads, right? But the brother said it, so I know he knows how spot on he was, right? Because see, I was in that industry, and I was in that industry in some form of fashion, man, early on in my life. I started off promoting concerts, right? We started with parties, then we started with concerts at clubs, then we started doing tours, right? And I had a relationship with a lot of the famous artists and people in the industry way back in those days at that time. And we go deep, man. I mean, I don't even want to tell you how deep we went, but I was a young guy, 16 years old, in fact. I was 16 years old, and I'm hanging out on tour buses, backstage, in the dressing rooms with some of the greats, man. Many that aren't here any longer, and because of my mentor and the gentleman that brought me into the business, I had carte blanche. So I was around artists. I saw them behind the scene. I saw them when they were preparing. I saw them when they were preparing to go on stage and everything. You know what I mean? Hold on just a second, guys. Yeah. What's going on, brother?
Oh, okay, you making a podcast, huh?
Yeah, and I got you on. So what's going on?
But now just how that just call me later.
All right. As soon as I get done. Yeah, I got a late start today. It's
On
the
my Instagram, we go live, huh?
yeah, it's the
Go
first of
ahead,
the
we'll
month.
catch up.
All right, I'm gonna hit you back as soon as I'm done. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, we where was I? Oh, I was 16 years old and I was well known in the music industry, and I don't want to call their names, but one of my mentors was a major player in the streets, and that's what he did with his money. He parlayed it and he turned it into a music and a nightclub empire. So he was promoting shows at his nightclub, and then he started promoting shows at larger venues and auditoriums and what have you. So I mean, from Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, the Isley Brothers, Slave, Cameo, Frankie Beverly, LTD, Al Jarreau, Patty Austin, James Ingram, Quincy Jones, Luther Vandross even. All these people, Ashford and Simpson, Angela Bofield, Phyllis Hyman, Bobby Womack. All these people even met Marvin Gaye. May he rest in peace as well. So all of these people were artists, and what I mean by that is they took their craft seriously, right? And even if they weren't successful, many didn't fail because they didn't try. It's just that they never caught fire. You know what I'm saying? But they did all the things that it took. See, the music industry had a process to it. So see, I had a partner that later on, as I became a man, and I was doing my thing and everything, but I still had my musical ties. I still had my ties in Hollywood and New York in the music industry, right? Well, I had a buddy of mine travel with me to Los Angeles. And when I went to Los Angeles, I went to visit Dick Griffey, may he rest in peace, who was a personal friend of mine. So when I met with Dick Griffey, my guy was with me. My guy always had desires of being in the music industry. It didn't matter to me because I grew up around it. And I had an opportunity to be around Al Heyman a whole bit and see his genius. Okay, so I knew the music industry and everybody loved me, but I didn't want to be in the music industry. So because this is my partner, this is my guy, and he wants to be a part of the music industry, so I'm going to bring him in, and I'm going to introduce him to all the people the whole bit. Everybody basically told me that, hey, Tony, if we're going to be dealing with anybody that's coming to us for a music deal or whatever the situation is, we want you to be a part of it. And all I kept saying is that I wasn't going to be a part of it. You know what I mean? So finally, I relented and I became a partner. So we started a company called Bratty Boy. First we had Music Magic. That's where we were doing concerts and everything. And we ended up buying a club in Houston, which was called Rockefellers, right? So we promoted a lot of our shows there. That's where we started. Then we started promoting shows in other venues and everything. Okay? So we did that. And we started getting larger and larger. And then we started Bratty Boys Entertainment, which was a full-fledged record label. And man, I spent the king's ransom on starting that business and getting this artist up. I don't even want to call his name. I didn't want to think about it. But he was a great singer, man, great artist. And man, the record industry will fleece you, brother. They won't rob you with a gun or a knife at that time. They'll rob you with studio time. See, now you can do a studio in your kitchen. You can do a studio out here on this patio. You know what I mean? Everything. You can do a studio in the elevator, in the closet. But at the time, you had to book a studio. And they would tell you that the studios are booked. Some of the major first-rate artists had them booked it for a week or two, and they weren't even in town. And they would not let you use that vacant booth. So anyway, all that became a problem. They ended up peeling me for my monies on certain deals that we were trying to get done. So the bottom line is, like I said, I digress. I'm going to get back to Donald Brooks' presentation this morning when he was talking about the industry and how he was saying that he didn't like rappers. See, I can relate to that. No disrespect to the rappers today, but I had an opportunity to pick up rap. But I grew up in the R&B age, and I say this all the time. I had no idea rap was going to fly. And I've been on panels, man, where Puffy was present when he was a younger guy. And no, he wasn't dealing with no baby oil and none of that bullshit. You know, how to say pause. He wasn't dealing with any of that. But I can tell that he was a little creep. And I said this all the time, long before any of this came out, man. Anybody that know me and been in conversations with me, I've talked about certain things and his shenanigans. All right? Again, I digress. But I had a group that was out of Prairie View. And these guys, their manager came to me, man, and pitched them to me and the whole bit. And he was managing them. So we were going to sign them. And at the time, these guys' names were Nappyhead Cousins. They were the Nappyhead Cousins. These guys rapped, they wrote, they sing, they produced, and they could perform, and they played instruments. Because they were in all of them. It was 4 of them, and all of them were in the band at Prairie View. And these guys, man, I'm talking about their harmony was tight. They were like Boys to Men before Boys to Men, to be perfectly honest with you. And but they rap, so therefore they were a lot like Diggable Planet. Is it Diggable Planet? I can't think of the name right now, but it was a lot like the one about I'm Everyday People. They sang, they rapped, they did all of that, man. So had we gotten those guys, it would not have cost us as much for production would not have cost us as much to put out an album. And we had a complete album with the young guy that we had, but the guy was good. And but he was so tired. He was away from home. I had him out. I had him living out in Los Angeles. He hadn't been away from his family, so man, I had to deal with that internally. I had to deal with the people, man, in the studios, and getting him to sing with venues. I had a few offers for him, but I turned those offers down because now we're a full-fledged label. We're not just his management. But I neglected the Nappy Head Cousins, right? And these guys were good. And now that I understand rap a lot better, these guys were better than just about anything out there. Now don't get me wrong, I'm going to tell you, there are two things that really destroyed the music industry. It's under siege to begin with. And it's been under siege long before we're talking about, the artists were being taken advantage of. Man, the artists are still being taken advantage of. I don't care what's going on. And right now, Jay-Z is about to put out, he just partnered with this company out of South Korea, right? And they get ready to do some major things, and I forgot the name of it, but what it does is it's going to give the artist a percentage of that 360 deal. In other words, the artist is going to be, but not just the artist, I think. You'll be able to invest, if you will, and buy a percentage of the songs. It's almost like the Nilly program, and I'm going a different way here, but I'm going to come back. It's almost like Nilly, how guys can get, how athletes, be it male or female or whatever, and they can get NILs based on their name, their name, their image, and their likeness. Well, what this music industry is going to do now, you don't have to be, not so much the artist, but me or you as an investor. We can buy and invest in a catalog of a song, right? And if that song shoots up the chart with a bullet, or if it's for whatever reason, if it's used for television, commercials, or anything of that nature, or somebody else is going to use it to sample, you will get a percentage of that, or however much you invested. It's a great it's a great idea, but you're still being taken advantage of, and you don't control that. You don't control that. But Jay-Z is showing you that with money you can get into a controlling position. So now he's going to be the one that's taking advantage of you, or whatever the situation may be. But what I like about it, though, now the artist can now filibuster a campaign for everyday Joe Blow to invest in their catalog or their song. Okay? Now, but Mr. Brooks, I get it. I didn't like rap. I missed out on that opportunity, and I was there at that time. I was there when Biggie first, when Puffy didn't have it, when Puffy had Craig Mack, right? I was there when Puffy had Craig Mack. Then Biggie came later on off the wings of Craig Mack. And sure, Clive gave them money, but Clive didn't really give him money until after Biggie came out. And he had to push Biggie's music. Because Craig Mack, may he rest in peace, he struggled, man. He suffered. You know what I'm saying? He suffered, man. And he was on Death Row's label for a minute. So but how it is today, and the point that Mr. Brooks was making is that rappers today, they have a certain arrogance. They're not artists. They feel like they're a rebel or a renegade to the industry, and all of them want to be like rock stars, right? And and in those days there was recording artists, and then there were rock stars. You know, the rock stars were the wild personality, drinking, getting high, taking drugs, ODing, and what have you. And but their shenanigans was accepted and embraced around the world because they weren't violent. You know, they were rowdy, but they weren't violent. And if you go all the way back in history, you haven't had as many blues singers and rock and roll singers that died from violence as you have hip hop and rap artists today. Uh, you may have had some violence where a guy was cheating with another guy's wife, dealing with the blues and everything. Robert Johnson in Mississippi, in Tennessee, in Louisiana, Alabama. You know, these guys get in a fight and they were messing with somebody's wife and they got caught in the house and the guy got shot or stabbed. King Curtis. King Curtis used to play saxophone. And King Curtis got stabbed going to score some heroin, right? Sam Cooke was killed because he was with supposedly a prostitute at a hotel in California. Al Green had grits thrown on him. You know, you had instances, but all of those weren't like artists killing artists or another gang killing the other gang. And nobody was out to rob these guys of their jewelry or what have you. So that made the distinction. And today it's like, you know, if you don't have a beef with somebody, if your name is not mentioned, then you're not relevant. So in order for you to get relevant, you have to go and do the absurd, the obscene. And now they've just about ruined the industry. And I always hear them say, the culture. You are an actor in this movie, because the people that run the culture are still those folk that's up in the main office of Universal, Columbia, and the other Sony, what have you. These are still the same people, right? And you're still somewhat of a slave to them. But I understand the brother's position. I understand how he feels when he said, but I don't hate them. I just understand their mindset and what they're thinking about now and how they're going about the industry.
I ain't going back today. I swear to God I'm going tomorrow.
Okay. I finished mine.
I see it look good.
Yeah. Thank you. I have a young nephew, man, a grandnephew, very young. He's 3 years old. And, man, he's wise beyond his years. He's so sharp, man. But anyway, he and his dad came to visit. And yesterday he had on his True Religion jacket, his Letterman jacket. Had on his straight leg jeans. Had on his Chuck Taylors, low quarter. His little t-shirt on. But around his neck, he had a necklace with the little rhinestones in it, and then he had the big deal on it, and the name was Big Dog. So when he come in, his dad just look at me and give me the wink, give me the nod, say, okay. I asked him, he said, so who are you? He said, I'm a rapper. Just like that, matter of fact. He said, I'm a rapper. He said, you gonna rap a song for me? Yes. So I had mics on my table behind me there for my podcast. So he got with the mic, man. He got to adjusting it, the whole bit, got to working it. So he pulled the mic. So his dad told him, select the song. He got a song. Before he got the song, 3 years old, all right? Before he found the song on his phone, he adjusted the mic, Then he got on the mic, and he was talking to a crowd, but wasn't nobody in the room but me and his dad. And he said, yeah, everybody, yeah, thank you for coming to my show. He said, look, he said, I want all of y'all to come out to my birthday party. We're gonna ride in the monster trucks. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have the bottles. He said, we're gonna have the fireworks, and we're gonna make it rain. 3 years old. And he had the mic like this the whole bit, right? So then after he gave his PSA, so I said, Blaze. His name's Blaze. I said, Blaze. I said, when is your birthday? He said, August 3rd. I said, January, it's kind of early, huh? He said, no. So he said, can I rap now? Yeah, go ahead. Okay. He hit his phone, turned on the music, turned on his rap. You know, he put his put his finger over the top of the rap so you don't get that reverberation. And the man rapped every part of that song, yo. Started ad-libbing, man. Started walking around the room, man, gyrating, doing his thing, grabbing his crotch, the whole bit. I said, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. And he has a character. I don't know who that character is, but his dad said, he said, so who's your girlfriend? Bianna. So what you gonna do with her? She gonna ride in the front seat of the monster truck with me. Who else gonna ride? My sister. He said, who else? My brother. He said, anybody else? He said, yeah, you. Right? He said, what about Gomez? What you gonna do to Gomez? He said, blip, 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 blip. And then went back to rapping. And I know what blip, blip, blip means. 3 years old. Rap has taken over in that sense. And see, this is what I'm saying. This is what makes us so powerful, guys. Because it's something that can be marketed. And my nephew and I, we sat down and we discussed the fact that we discussed Michael Jordan's tennis shoes versus Shaq's. Shaq charged $12, and he's outsold Michael Jordan almost 2-1. But I guarantee you, he had not made the money that Michael Jordan's tennis shoes made. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not for, against, or indifferent concerning that. It's a product. But I think the way they market those Air Jordans, I think it's superb. You know, it's unfortunate that kids will kill you for them, but kids will kill you now for what is called a Trackhawk truck. They'll kill you now for a Challenger or a Charger. So everybody deals with that if you got something that's really, really hot. So now, when Jordan and all of them make the shoes, let's say you only make 1,000 pair. Let's say you make 100,000 pair. And they're sold all over the United States. You got to get an appointment. You got to register. They don't sell red and blue on the West Coast, so people got to fly to the East Coast to get red or blue, or they got to tell their people to do it. So now they only sold 1,000 or whatever. However many. So now they're out. They'll line people up outside of a store, Foot Locker, or wherever they sell tennis shoes at these days. And they'll have thousands and thousands of people, but yet they only have maybe 200 pair. So at the end of that 200 pair, they're gone. Now whoever bought them or whoever had people in line to get them for them, they're going to take them now and sell them in the aftermarket. So now, those initial pair might have cost $200. So on the second release of them, they're going up to about $340 to $400. But now you got people that's selling in between those spots in those periods. They're going to sell them for $500 to $1,000. And what I was trying to explain to my nephew, see, you create a stagger. You create a log jam, and that's good marketing. Now, I'm not saying that it's fair, especially to the poor kids. So those tennis shoes, first of all, are very, very expensive. And now, not only are they very expensive, on top of that, they're hard to get. Anything that's going to garner you a lot of value is pretty much sold that way. They make it in a limited amount. And it could be bullshit in the public, man, and they got about 5 million, 6 million somewhere stashed. And they're going to sell them over a period of time. This is good marketing. But what he was saying is that, how come they don't just make them, how come they just make a bunch of them and then drop the prices so everybody can buy them? There are two things that you're investing in and you're banking on. That's exclusivity, right? And difficult to get. When you got that, man, you are going to always. That's why aftermarket cars sell so well. But that's not Michael Jordan's. Michael Jordan is Jumpman. The tennis shoes that everybody are crazy over are Nike. This is Nike's marketing team that's doing that. Michael Jordan's Jumpmen, they don't sell that way. Now he might try similar, but they don't have the same cachet. See, those Jordans are good all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Let me load this radio before they put me in Facebook jail, y'all. We don't want that to happen. So, and rappers talk about it. You know, I used to wear a Paddock. I had Bon Marchier. I had an AP. I had all these different watches, right? And I love my watches. I still love watches. But when I saw a 12-year-old kid with a $30,000 Patek Philippe on, you know, it just disgusted me for me to want to have one. You know, I would not want to have one now after a 12-year-old kid got one with a bunch of diamonds. Somebody grab him by the back of his neck and snatch him, and the whole bit, kidnap him and the watch, the whole nine. And all the fancy cars, the Rolls Royces and everything, you know, we've cheapened this product. We made all this just, you know, so it's poisoning, it's toxic. Rap started off with people singing and rapping about hard times, right? And rap was coming in on the tail end of the music industry. So it was the tail. It was the anti bureaucracy. You know, it was the anti structure, right? And that's what everybody liked about it. That you know, it was rebel music, if you will, just like rock and roll. But then after a while, the tail start wagging the dog because more people start buying the music. And keep in mind, this music, blacks only make up 13% of this entire population, right? We're not buying all that music. We're probably streaming it or downloading it or getting it free, bootlegging or black marketing the music. It's the whites that's buying the music. And they're buying it for various reasons. There are those that are buying it because they like it. But then there are those who are buying it because they're spying on you. Those who are buying it because they're nosy. Those who are buying it really to make fun of you. But whatever the reason, you don't care, that's what you say, because they're buying your music. But then they're turning around and they're using that industry against you. It's a dirty, dirty business, man, all the way around the board. Chris Lighty, may he rest in peace. And what's the brother, Shakir? I forgot Shakir's name. I forgot Shakir. Was it Shakir Stevens? But anyway, the brother that was with LaFace Records. Both of these young brothers, man, were in the music industry real heavy, real deep. And both of them committed suicide. You thought that they had the world. How you doing? All right. You thought they had the world by their balls, right? But these guys were suffering, man. They were struggling. The music industry was killing them, man. The music industry was just taking them apart. You know? And now you got all this cult shit that's going on, talking about the freak parties and the baby oil, the child molesting, and all the other shit, man. We pretty much ruined that industry. That's the only thing that we pretty much have going for us, ladies and gentlemen. You see, this industry here, the black hair care industry, man, white folk control that industry, y'all. They can regulate all the product. Paul Mitchell's a white guy, right? You had Dudley, you had Sebastian, and you had many others. All these are white companies. See, they were bringing the product to your hair salon, and they were having you sign up and sign on. Now they're doing these studios, man. I come home, man, it's something totally different. My ex, man, had a lavish hair salon. Freestanding. But while I was gone, man, times had changed. That property was sold, and it sold at a nice clip. So now she still has all of her customers, but it's not like now she's in a studio or a mall where you have a lobby, you have a lounge, a sitting area, and a whole bit. You may even have a retail area. And then you might walk through one door, and when you go through that door, it's a labyrinth. You have over 60 to 80 different stylists. And they all are working within their own space. I don't know of anybody black that owns anything like that. So keep in mind, if this person has 80 stylists and they're paying $200 a week, a clip, you do the math. Every week, they're getting 75 times 200. I don't care if they're getting 50. That's a nice clip. And he's going to buy the product. So whatever it is, he's going to sell all the different types there. So you don't have to go no place else to get your product or nothing like that, because they already sell it there. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get it cheaper than him. See, Jewish people, most Middle Easterners, man, see, they don't give a shit about doing business with blacks. Because what they'll do, they'll end up eventually taking over the business. So now all of your hair care product and everything that's black is being sold through a white company. When you want to go get your hair done, somebody that's going to do your hair is going to be black, but it's a white establishment. And I'm not knocking these individuals for doing that, man. They say, man, there used to be a saying, man, you see a fool, you book him. You know what I'm saying? When you see somebody lacking, you crack him. And that's what's happening. So many of us, and then you got many of us say, man, oh, that's a sweet deal, man. I got my own little spot, my own little place. I just pay $200 a month for rent, and that's it, the whole bit. And then all the money that I make off of doing hair, my same business come there. I understand that. Some of you may not want that responsibility. But if you're in that business and you've been in that business for over 30 years, man, retire. And still retire from actually doing hair to actually owning an establishment such as the one that I just mentioned. Right? So with the brother Donald, what I wanted to say, man, don't hate the rapper, hate the game. A lot of these kids, man, they don't know their butthole from a hole in the ground, man. And they all they all talking the same thing. Everybody now want to keep money in a duffel bag or a backsack. You know, everybody want to gamble. I look at the little kid, Hustle Cartel. I don't knock him at all. Matter of fact, I'm proud of him, to be honest with you. But look what he's making money off of shooting dice. I know guys, man, that I've known all my life that's been real big time gamblers, heavy gamblers. And if what he's doing is real, and I think that it is, they're not making the money that this guy's making right now. And now he's turned it into a brand. Hustle Cartel. Well, see, we named our book club Sonetquity Book Club, the Black Book Club Cartel. You know, and I think that people really don't know the understanding and the true meaning of the word cartel. You know. But that's for another story as well. It's basically about organizing and structuring, right? Oh. But at any rate, like I said, I wish the brother could have come on and we could have talked about it, dialogue a little bit, because I love where he was going with that. And you know, it's wide open, but yet it's not. See, the music industry today would have you thinking that you're operating with autonomy, or you're operating by yourself and everything. But you still got to get distribution through them, right? And see, and just like that story goes, where Jay Prince, Suge, Irv Gotti, Puffy, Jay-Z, and who else was it? I think that was it. But anyway, they were going to put their monies together and do a distribution deal. I heard about this, ladies and gentlemen, in 2000, in 99, 2000. I heard about this, and each and every one of these guys came up, man, and had problems. So it's, you know, and you know, you can make a conspiracy theory out of saltine crackers, but that looked highly suspicious. Every last one of those guys came under scrutiny. You know what I mean? Every last one of them. And I decided, before I was incarcerated, I got out of the music industry and I went back into club promotions and owning nightclubs and having artists to come through there and perform for us. And then we did a lot of promos. I worked it to where as I was able to get the artists to come and do a promotional show. So artists would come to my club on a Wednesday nights, man. Whoever's hot, whoever's going to be at the radio station, they're going to bring them to our club, and they're going to perform at my club for free. Right? It's a promo. And at the time, they would sign some albums or give out some CDs, the whole bit. And they're going to pack my house. I don't have to give them nothing, man. I don't have to give them nothing. I mean, you know, in the dressing room, whatever it is that they ask for, the whole bit. Forgot what it's called. But anyway, I would have all that prepared for them. Right? Whatever their drink, their hors d'oeuvres, incense, candy. Some of them would want incense. So we would have all of this for him, and that's all we had to do. And the name of, and the name of our club at that time was Atlas Bar and Grill. You know, many of you that's old enough and you remember Atlas Bar and Grill, that was us. So yeah, but it's a nasty business, man, and it's been nasty since Barry Gordy. It's been nasty since somebody from right here in Houston, Texas, that ran that industry, and he was a gangster with it, and nobody really know about it, man. But he sued RCA Records, man. He sued the big major white labels and shit. He sued and won. And just like Eazy-E was getting money from Snoop Dogg and from Dr. Dre and what have you, and Death Row, Don Roby was getting money from RCA for Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke wasn't signed to his label. So he played the game, man. And see, ain't nothing new under the sun. All this shit's been done before, right? Well, but yeah, don't hate the rapper. Don't hate period, but don't hate the rapper, man. Hate the game. The game is done. Like I tell you, I got a 3-year-old grandnephew, man. He's acting like NBA YoungBoy. You know, so it's the influence, man. So now if we can steer the next generation the right way, I think that it'll be all right, and just try to get the industry back. Not so much back, but try to take advantage of all the things that are now. If I was a YouTube sensation or a social media sensation and I could sing and the whole bit, man, I'd be hosting concerts live over my video, over my YouTube. I'd be singing, man, and I'd have everybody to tune in, and I'll be doing my Luther Vandross impersonation of my Marvin Gaye, man. I'm smoking a cigar now, man. I was gonna bust a note, but but at any rate, that's what I would be doing, man. I'd have the mic and I'd be singing, and then I'll look at it, because I remember I used to watch all of the contests and everything during COVID, and I can remember Keith Washington, who's a friend of mine. I can remember Keith did a show, and Shantae Moore, who's a personal friend of mine as well. Shantae Moore did a show. They weren't competing against anybody. It wasn't Gucci Man versus Jeezy type shit. It was just them alone doing their concerts, man, and they were singing and they were doing their thing, right? Oh, now that all that is over, I would still be doing that, and I'll have every plug. It's just like that with that tiny something where they're singing at that little bookstore, a cafe in DC. That's what I would be doing as an artist. And then I would fly people in and have them on my set as a special guest. That's what I would be doing. And you're going to get millions and millions of views, clicks every day. And you can sign up and you got an audience, man. If I could sing like Eric Benet and perform and be live, and then you can interact while you're singing to whomever's on, and their name is scrolling up on your screen, and you can do like Michael Jackson when he fired Brad. But only thing, you're not firing anybody. You're telling everybody where you're gonna be at later. Come party, whatever the situation may be, But there are so many ways to make money in the music industry. A lot of people just want to do it one way. They want to get a nice size bag or whatever the situation is, and then they want to live off of that. They want to go out and buy the chains, buy the cars, and all other crazy stuff, and rap about the pills and shit. I don't know. I can tell you what though. That Big Meech deal in Miami, man, that's going to be a cluster F. That's what that's going to be, man. I mean, it's must going to start like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Probably won't end until past midnight with all the artists that they have. You know what I'm saying? And, when people get tired, they get humbuggish. And it's going to be hot in Miami, right? And man, I'll stay away from that, man, at all costs. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, it would be interesting, because you got everybody's vying for Big Meech's presence and his performance and everything. And I seen where Meech was advertising for Rick Ross's car show. He was telling everybody to come out to the car show this summer and come check out all the automobiles and everything, the whole bit. So now he sounds like a used car salesman. But the brothers chasing the bag, and he's gonna get the bag. They're gonna seek to it. And anybody that's out there that's gonna break bread with him, man, they're gonna break him off a nice piece. However, how is 50 feeling about that? About him? Is 50 saying, I'm not blaming him, he's trying to get his money? You did the show for him. Nobody really knew who Big Meech was until the program came out, the whole bit, right? Well, now people are curious, and so Meech is gonna get out there, man, and everybody's looking for him to ball again, the whole nine, get back into the music industry or do whatever. Boy, but wouldn't it be a shocker if Big Meech came on stage and said that, I'm glad to be home, and right now, it's like what I said in my book. I spent so many years taking, and now I want to spend the rest of my years giving back. And suppose he come out and say that. I just want all y'all to come out because I want to give a message. All of y'all that's going to ride with me, we're going to ride 100 deep like BMF again. But it's going to be about the kids. It's going to be about the community. Right? And BMF should stand for Baby, Mamas, and Family. That's what he should name it. Babies, Mamas, and Family. Or Baby Mamas and Family. And don't change BMF. Keep BMF, and that's the name of it, but you change what it stands for. And your whole movement now would be just to go around and gather. You had this guy, Bob Geldof. Bob Geldof was from England, I think, or Australia, maybe Ireland. Can't remember. But he's the guy, can't sing a lick, right? But he got paid for producing, being one of the producers, some of the writers, and then he got publishing for We Are the World. Guy can't sing a lick. Long-haired white guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He understood that. He put that together because he knew at that time that's what the world needed. So see, I got the same message that I'm saying that Meech should take. I don't have the platform or the voice to spread it worldwide that way. And then that's not who I am anyway. I still want to give, and I want to touch every heart that's out there that's hurting. But if you don't have the vehicle to do it, it's like this. A person that can't do it is a dream. And a person that can, it's a miracle. So I'm still in the dream stage. But when you can execute on something like that and you have that behind you, Bob Geldof had the relationship with all these different artists, man. Look how many, from Lionel Richie to Michael Jackson, Eddie Murphy, Paul McCartney, and some of the other Beatles, Rolling Stones. He had some people in the industry that you just couldn't even imagine. And they all were singing We Are the World. He got paid for it. Stevie Wonder, Quincy Jones, all these people were part of it. May he rest in peace. So you got to know how to leverage what it is that you have. I'm still learning, man. And right now, it's the Prosperity Bible, and it's my book club, that I'm trying to leverage and put out there the whole bit. But I've always been a secretive person. I've always been private. I never been one to want everybody to know my business the whole bit. And I still don't. I still don't want everybody to know my business. And it's like when I hold back on certain things concerning me, our society today is so ready to tell it all. is that when you try to hold a piece of it for yourself, people accuse you of being shysty. They accuse you of being, kind of sneaky or sinister. But it's just everything is not for everyone to know, especially about yourself. You need to keep something for yourself, right? Oh. So, ladies and gentlemen, hey, listen, man, I have a few people out there, man, that may have ill feelings for me these days, because everything don't always work out exactly how you plan it initially, and sometimes you just have to stick with it for the long ride. And it's just like Jeff Bezos told his investors. He said, hey, look, he said, I know many of you are going to walk away and you're going to leave right now, but the others, stick with me. We're going to lose money for 5 years. We're going to lose money for 5 years. And then after that, you'll make more money than you ever made in your life. And he lived up to that. That's my mantra as well. I feel the same way. So I'm telling many of you, man, stick with me. Believe in me as much as I believe in you. All right? And we all going to win together. We're on the cusp. All right? We're on the cusp. So thank you guys for coming on board again, man. Go out, get your Batana oil. www.gloosuds.com and our bookstore, our Sonetquity bookstore at www.bookshop.org/shop/Sonetquity. Again, www.bookshop.org/shop/Sonetquity. And go out and get this read, man. You got writings in here, man, all the way since our biblical times. Everything dealing with prosperity, with the spirit, with the soul, with the mind, with the heart, with the body. All right? All of this has a part to play. You have to be functioning within the universe in order to be successful. Every now and then some people slip through the cracks. But for the most part, if you follow the tenets, if you follow the guidelines of the universe, you can't fail. You can't fail, gang. It's funny when I hear people say that, man, because in prison, man, that's all we say. What's up, gang? And now you got people not involved in gangs saying that. Hey, gang, what's up, gang? And whether you believe it or not, this is what I used to tell the guys. I know I'm digressing. I used to tell the guys, if you was a non-member of gangs, everybody gonna look at you like you crazy. And even though gangs supposed to go up against other gangs the whole bit, until there was something like that, man, gangs, it's almost like everybody being a part of the NFL or the NBA. All these football players respected other football players, even though they played for a different team. And at some point, they was going to have to go against that team. But they respected their competition. And if you were a part of a gang, you were cool. But if you were not affiliated, man, they would try to handle you. Everybody's trying to shit on you the whole bit. I wasn't in any gangs. And I didn't have any problem with that because I knew how to move. But for young guys coming there, man, and the whole 9 yards, they're going to try to force you to join up. Right? And now I watch some of these podcasts. You got guys that are hosting the show, or they're associates and they're Crips, and you have Bloods to come on there, and they kind of be a little tough with one another. Then you have some Bloods and Crips to come on there from New York and New York, and they have a different viewpoint. They have different views. than those out in California. But the ones in California gonna always feel like they are the original, right? And then I would see cross pollination. But I would see vice lords. Not so many vice lords as I see BDs and GDs, right? That are associating with one another, and they're there on TV with some Crips and some Bloods, and then they're kind of smooth as giving up certain tips, saying how they get down versus how others get down, what their languages are versus what their languages are, the handshake and shit. You know what I'm saying? They all see, because they all feel good to be a part of something, to be members of something that they would consider bigger than them. And what I'm saying is, there are going to always be those who join the gang because, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to be a part of something. They wanted to feel that way. They wanted protection or whatever. But then you have those, man, that didn't have family.
Hello, Moto.
You have those that didn't have family the whole bit. What's going on, brother?
Oh, man, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much, man. I was wrapping up on a little quick podcast. That's I was talking about Brother Donald and his podcast this morning, talking about the record label, the music industry, what have you. Yeah, but I was just
talked to him. Talked to him yesterday.
I
think I talked to him yesterday, or day before yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched him this morning, man. I tuned in a little bit, but I got to moving around. It's the first of the month, bro. I ain't gotta tell you.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was just calling you, man, to see how you were and everything. And
yeah.
So
Yeah, no movement yet on my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
No way. Well, on what we talked about, it's been none either, man. It's still in the I'm considering stages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, still in the considering stages. But I'm gonna say this, man. I'm not gonna talk too much over here, but man, we probably need to get together and put our heads together, man, and see if there's anything that we could expedite with what we got going on with Sonetquity. You don't think?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
right.
and at this point now, shit. Me, you, and Frankie, man, we need it. Me, you, Frankie, and Pop. I can't leave out Pop. Never. But when I say me, I always mean Pop. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
So, and like I said, I don't know no moves to make, man. Until I seek your guidance, bro. So.
Right.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's eventually loosening up. So I got some good stuff. It's not liquid.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah,
I
you know what I'm saying? I got some good stuff. I got a call yesterday.
Right.
From the Cayman Islands.
Is that right?
And, yeah, it's something that I have been waiting on for maybe 4 months, 5 months.
Okay.
So like we were talking last time we met, me, you, and Frankie.
Right.
Everybody coming back around again.
Sure, it's our turn.
Everybody, man. So I'm getting more and more calls every day because it didn't loosen up. I guess they finally got their answer about Trump because he showed messing up everywhere. So like that's y'all answer.
Oh yeah.
Y'all were waiting to see what he was gonna do
right.
on the money side, and y'all wasted 3 months, 4 months for nothing.
For nothing, brother.
Nothing, man. That man done messed up so much stuff in 1 month.
Oh yeah, he's touching every look.
Yeah.
It's like a kid, man. He's touching every switch on the switchboard, man.
Man, he done paused a lot of stuff, causing firing everybody. That's why they had the plane crash.
You better know it.
It was Obama's and Bob.
Yeah.
Biden's fault.
Yeah, And then he said that the lady flight attendant was a pilot. So he talking about his DEI, you know.
Yeah. Then they just had another plane crash. I don't know if you've seen that.
That was in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was in Philly. Yeah. Hey.
But yeah.
Yeah. That's that's definitely a great observation, man. He didn't just kind of screwed everything up. So now, a lot of people are going to be moving they're going to be moving expeditiously.
Yeah, where they are, because like I say, people that I hadn't heard from, that was business investors and all this, they were like, nobody was really saying anything. They just wanted to wait. Now I'm getting the calls, and I specifically told each and every one of them, because they really thought that they believed that Trump was going to get in there the first month and start giving out money.
Right.
He's not.
Right.
You know, or he just everything he's done have a lot to do with what people see, and then how they move their money.
Right.
And it's been a bad deal. So one deal I was working on, it might have been 6 months, a little bit before I met y'all in the Cayman Islands.
Right.
And it came through late last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big one.
Wow.
Big 280 million.
Wow. Oh man.
Yep, $280 million, one deal. We got unlimited deals, but they were the one of them that wanted to wait. And this was around. I'm gonna tell you what they were doing. They paused everything a little bit after Halloween.
Is that right?
Maybe a week or two after Halloween, they just paused.
When we start talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, and it always happened, and so that's when they stopped moving the money.
Wow.
That's when they stopped. But anyway, we got a call late last night. It was all 4 or 5 of us got on the phone.
Wow.
And so they were ready to move. That's 280 plus another 50, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Same people I've been fooling with for I don't know how long.
Right.
So all of it's coming around. Right now it's just like I say, it's not liquid. I need it right now.
Right.
But we ready to move. Last night we already confirmed we got 1 or 2 more meetings, and we ready to start moving on these deals. Well, actually, it's money.
But what's
and
good?
The Cayman Islands. I can't say nothing else.
I understand. I already know. But at the same time too, though, I know where you are. I know what you're saying. Is that it's not liquid, and you need the liquidity right now. But all right, it's a different picture, and you're seeing a different scenery today than you saw last Saturday. You follow me?
Oh yeah.
So now that
and this is the thing, Tony.
Right.
I know I've been doing this for so long. I know how everybody works. You see what I'm saying? I know how everybody works. So when things are happening, like I was already doing so many other things, but the money started slowing.
Right.
So you got bills coming in every month. You got
they don't
payroll
stop
over here. Like I got the clinic on the north side that we were doing. That slowed up.
Right.
Everything just started slowing up.
Right.
So when you got all of this coming in and you're spending money, it's not good. And then what I did last year, I put a lot of money in a lot of places. Like I bought a lot of property in Detroit, Cleveland. I don't know if I told you that, Cleveland, Ohio. And we was working on a project. I got so many projects that I was working on. That's where all the money went. 2 here, 100 here. 2. I'm just talking to you because I can talk to you.
Right.
2 here, 150 here, 300 there, $500,000 there. As a matter of fact, I just a few days ago I talked to my other person that we be doing things with.
Right.
And we got like $487,000 sitting there. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
You
I'm
can't.
sharp. Eventually, you're gonna see how sharp,
Right.
sharper